Hello, it's your coach Crystal Diaz here, back with another song tutorial. Today I've picked Chappell Roan's Good Luck Babe. And if you already know this song, then you're probably thinking, oh, that one's a challenging one. And you know what? You would be absolutely right. It's challenging, but it's also incredibly fun to work on. It's upbeat, it's catchy, it's perfect for practicing your high notes, your breathing control, your rhythm. And of course, don't worry, in this tutorial, I'm going to be sharing all of the practical tips and insights that I would give my private vocal students to help them navigate even the most trickiest parts of this song. Before we dive into the tutorial, I want to quickly thank LAVA GENIE for sponsoring this video and for making this lesson possible. LAVA GENIE is a game changer if you love to sing and you want to accompany yourself, even if you've never played a musical instrument before. Now, when I first heard about the LAVA GENIE as being a guitar specifically made for singers, I was really excited, not just for myself, but for my vocal students who I know would love to be able to pick up an instrument and start singing their favorite songs without having to go find or prepare their own vocal backing tracks or rely on other musicians to play the music for them. You can literally go from opening the box to playing and singing your first song in less than 30 minutes. And I know this firsthand because I timed myself. And trust me, I am not proficient at guitar or piano by any stretch of the imagination, yet I was able to start playing the backing track for Photograph by Ed Sheeran in about 25 minutes. You can check out the video of my first impressions of the LAVA GENIE by clicking the links in the description box. Now let's dive into the song tutorial. Today we're learning to sing Chappell Roan's Good Luck Babe. This song earned her 3 Grammy nominations at this year's 2025 Grammy Awards, and Chappell even took home the Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Album. Now, this song was originally recorded in the key of D major, with the highest note being an F sharp 5, which is right up here. Now, this is a challenging note to hit, but the hook of the entire chorus actually repeats itself in this section of the voice. And so what's really interesting, though, is that in all of Chappell Roan's live performances of this song, what I've seen anyway, she does not actually sing this song in the original key. So she sings it 2 semitones lower in the key of C major. So if you're singing karaoke, for example, it's kind of like pressing the minus button on the karaoke key adjuster twice. So -1, -2. Now, this is actually a really smart decision for any vocal performer because even in its lower key, the highest note is still an E5, which is here. And what's really interesting is that this E5 is still within the same section of the voice as the F sharp 5, so the higher key version. So this essentially means that by singing the song in this lower key at the key of C, you're still able to retain some of that brightness and that energetic, vibrant tone of the voice, but it's noticeably easier on the vocal cords. Now, one of the things that I love about the LAVA GENIE is that you're able to change the key of the song, any song that you want to sing, instantly to exactly where you want to sing that song. All I have to do is go to the song on that app, change the key, and now I can play the entire backing track of this song in the key of C, which is the key that we are going to be learning in this tutorial. So again, we're singing this song in the key of C major. And this song starts off with a 4-bar intro. So it counts like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. It's fine. So right on that 4th beat of the 4th bar. It is actually in your talking range. It is very conversational in feel. It's fine. And the next line is, you take a breath here. It's cool. You may hear it as the same notes, but it's actually not. So it's fine. And then you go up a little bit. It's cool. Okay, and then you take a breath. You can say that we are nothing, but you know the truth, and guess I'm. So it continues on to the next phrase. Okay, so that's one continuous phrase chunk, or that's how I like to describe it anyway. So a phrase chunk is how I would describe a entire phrase that you are singing in one breath. Okay, so it's marked by a breath point in the beginning and then it ends at another breath point. And sometimes phrase chunks are small and sometimes they're quite long. And I want to draw your attention to some of the inflections, or what I call anchor points, in this phrase. You can say, I would definitely put an anchor point there. You can say that we are nothing, but you know the truth, and guess I'm. So you can hear how I said, nothing, but you know the truth, and guess I'm. And I kind of snake my way down there and I kind of glide back up. Take a breath. The fool. So the word the goes up a little bit. The fool. Take a breath here. With her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof. It's really fun to sing this song, actually. With her arms. So there's a little bit of a glide in there. And that would be another anchor point. With her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof. All right, so that is the first verse done. So why don't we go ahead and sing that together? And we are going to sing along with the backing track in the key of C that is created using the LAVA GENIE. So what you are about to hear is a backing track that you can learn to play yourself using the LAVA GENIE in 30 minutes, probably even less time. All right, so let's go ahead. Remember, there's a 4-bar intro here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. It's fine, it's cool. You can say that we are nothing, but you know the truth, and guess I'm the fool. With her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof. All right, well done. Let's move on to the next part of the song. So we're going to start with the pre-chorus here first. So we've just sung, with her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof. I don't want to call it off. So there's only one beat between the last line of that first verse into the pre-chorus. With her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof. 1. I don't want to call it off. Well, so there's a one beat in between these phrase chunks here. And probably the hardest part of this little pre-chorus here is trying to get the articulation and trying to get the rhythm of the words. I like to always utilize anchor points for this reason. So if you know where you're stressing the notes, where the accent points are, then it can be a lot easier. So instead of going, I don't want to call it off, which can sound like you're not quite in sync with the groove, you want to go, I don't want to call it off. So there's 2 little anchor points that I have there in mind. First one is on the word I, and the second one is on the word call. Now bear in mind that when I say anchor points, I'm not talking about like volume, like it suddenly gets louder. It's not, I don't want to call it. I'm not just going louder on those anchor points. The way that I teach it in my programs and when I'm working with my students is this idea of really anchoring down into your body and really getting a little bit more of that anchored energy. So it's, I don't want to call it off. So it's a huh. It's almost like that kind of sound. Hello. Hey. Even if you do that a few times and you notice that in your body, hey, you notice it's actually coming from a much deeper place. It's not a hey. Hey, it's not a throaty kind of sound. It's a much more internal sound. So I call that the anchor. Technically speaking, we should always be utilizing the anchor. But when I say anchor points, that's where we're just going to use it a little bit more, right? To give our sound a little bit more dimension and groove. I don't want to call it off. I don't want to call it off, right? The next line here, there's 2 anchor points. One is on the you and one is on the call. But you don't want to call it love. But you don't want to call it love, right? Now for the next line, this moves into the chorus. You only want to be the one that I call baby you. So in terms of the anchor points, I would be putting it on you only, own of only, you only want to be the one that I call baby you. And then on the last you. And the last you there is actually the high note of the song. But we'll get to that in a second. Let's go back to the melody now of that last line of the pre-chorus. You only want to be the one that I call baby you. So it happens really fast. And the trickiest part of this particular line, I think anyway, is the baby you. And it's tricky because the you is on the highest note of the song, but the word baby actually goes through a transition point in the range, which can be a little bit tricky to navigate through. So I would actually practice that in isolation first, and the notes are. So I would sing that a few times until it feels comfortable in my voice. Baby you, it doesn't feel like it's getting stuck, like baby you, and it doesn't feel like I'm straining to get it. And one way to do this very quickly is to think about talking through it, right? baby, you. If you've seen my videos, you would have seen me do this all the time. Often when we're singing, we think the notes are high and therefore we behave and act like the notes are high, which can cause all kinds of problems. But actually, yes, of course, the notes are high. But if we trick ourselves by speaking into them, it's quite amazing how much that can open up your range without you feeling like you're actually trying that hard. You, baby. So now I'm going to find the note again. Baby, you, baby, you. And when I do that a few times, suddenly it doesn't feel like I'm actually crossing a bridge anymore, or that I'm trying to move into a difficult part in the range. It doesn't really feel that way to me anymore. So give that a try. Speak into it first and get comfortable. Let's put that all together. So we've just sung, with her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof. I don't want to call it off, but you don't want to call it love. You only want to be the one that I call baby you. All right, so now that we've done the pre-chorus, let's go ahead and sing it with the music so that we can really lock it into our memory. And since this pre-chorus and the verse really isn't very long, we're going to go from the top. Okay, so we're going to take it from the top and sing all the way to the pre-chorus, and then we're going to tackle the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's fine, it's cool. You can say that we are nothing, but you know the truth. And guess I'm the fool, with her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof. I don't want to call it off, but you don't want to call it love. You only want to be that one that I call baby you. All right, fun, right? Super fun. It makes you want to dance. Okay, so we're gonna learn the chorus. Now let's learn the chorus, which honestly is kind of like a vocal exercise in itself, considering how many times it repeatedly goes up into that high section of the voice. So we're going to break it down note by note. As mentioned earlier, the highest note of the song here is an E5, which is that note that we just sang at the tail end of the pre-chorus, which is the U. And so right after the U, we take a little breath. Okay, so some of the breathing patterns here may take a few tries to get used to, but it is important to take that breath there because stylistically, it makes sense to do it that way to get that punchiness in the song. And also, if you don't take that breath there, you can run out of air really fast and you really fall out of balance. So wherever you see that slash point, that little slash mark that I have in the lyrics here, take a breath. You can kiss 100 boys in bars. So the notes, can kiss those 3 notes there are actually the exact same note. So you repeat that note and then 100 boys in bars. That is actually just going back and forth between 2 notes. And then you drop down for the word bars. Now try not to dump all of the energy down into the word bars, just touch on it lightly, enough that you're going down into that lower part of the voice so you have that chest tone mix in there a little bit, but not so much that you feel it's suddenly getting heavy on the voice. Take a quick breath here, a little sneak breath. Shoot another shot, try to stop the feeling. So the phrasing pattern here is a little bit different. The notes are a little bit different too. Another shot, try to... All of those are the same note. Stop has 2 notes there. Stop the feeling. It comes back up on the word feeling. Take a breath. You. And then you take a breath again. So this kind of bouncy voice, bouncy breathing technique is a really great one for practicing your timing, your reaction time when it comes to breathing, but it's also a stylistic tool. And actually it reminds me a little bit of the tutorial that I did on Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, where I talked quite a bit on this bouncy breathing technique here. And it's very much the same idea for this chorus here. It carries a stylistic effect, and also it helps with maintaining your breath, right, throughout this challenging part of the song. Shoot another shot, try to stop the feeling. You. So you notice I took that breath there. You. And take another breath here. Can say it's just the way you are. So the notes are exactly the same as can kiss 100 boys in bars. Okay, let's move on to the 4th line of the chorus. Make a new excuse, another stupid reason. Good luck, babe. So this part here, most of it is the same as the 2 lines before that. The only difference is that it continues on to good luck, babe. Okay, so if you notice, I'm not actually using a lot of air when I'm singing here. So I'm not going, you can kiss 100 boys in bars, shoot. I'm not taking these huge big gasps of air, because if you do that, there's no way you can finish the song and not hyperventilate, to be honest. You can't do it. So in a way, this is what makes this song fun and challenging as a practice song, because it really trains you to be mindful of how you're breathing. Because if you don't find that balancing point, then you're gonna know, like you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel like you won't be able to finish the song. So with that, let's go ahead and sing this part together, but we're going to do it slower, okay? And then we can speed up later on when we get used to it. But for now, let's sing it at a slower tempo, just to get the feel of the rhythm and also to slowly get acclimatized to staying in this higher part of the range. You can kiss 100 boys in bars, shoot another shot, try to stop the feeling. You can say it's just the way you are. Make a new excuse, another stupid reason. Good luck, babe. All right, so you notice here that I wrote another. It's supposed to be another, of course, right? But we don't have time to sing another. Make a new excuse, another stupid reason. So that's not how I can hear she's singing it. It sounds like she's cutting off the word of another. Make a new excuse, another stupid reason. Good luck, babe. All right, next part here. Well, good luck, babe. So the good luck, babe, I would practice smooshing them together. So it's like you're saying, good luck, babe, not good luck, babe. Okay, so we want to try to practice articulating it in that way, because it will make singing these words in this higher part of the range so much easier and more fluid as well. Well, good luck, babe. Take a breath. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Good luck, babe. So same thing, that's a very long phrase chunk there. So the word you'd have to, the have of that part there, I would link it up to the word you'd in this way. You'd have to. I think that's easier than having to go, you'd have to stop. Because I think you risk leaking air or letting go of too much air if you do that. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. Good luck, babe. Well, good luck, babe. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the... Okay, so here, you notice that I crossed out the word feeling of the end of this chorus here, because if you're singing it on your own, you won't be able to sing the word the feeling and then catch the start of the next verse. It's almost overlapping. It's like, there's no way you can sing at the same time. But this is what I've seen that she's done is you'd have to stop the world just to stop, and then you just don't sing. Then you start the verse. I'm cliche. The first 2 phrase chunks of this verse here is very similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar to the first verse. I'm cliche. Who cares? Take a breath. It's a sexually explicit kind of love affair. Love, 2 notes on the way down there. Love affair, and I cry. So it's very much of that bendy kind of singing style here, very similar to the beginning. And I cry. Take a breath. It's not fair. So this one you can play with the styling of this. It doesn't make sense to make it sound too serious. So if you're going, and I cry, it's not fair to sing it too straight in that regard. And I cry, it's not fair. Not like I'm whining into it, but there is a little bit of that drawn out sound effect in the way that I'm singing here. The next line here is a little bit of a variation. It goes, I just need a little love and I just need a little air. Okay, so I just need a little love and I just need a little air. Okay, so that's the rhythm of it. Take a breath, next line. Actually, this part we're already going into the pre-chorus, so the verses are super, super short here. The melody, if I remember correctly, is the same. The words are a little bit different, so let's still learn it. Think I'm going to call it off, even if you call it love. Okay, so Think I'm gonna call it off, even if you call it love. Okay, next line here. I only want to love someone who calls me baby you. Okay, so it's very similar in terms of the rhythm as the first pre-chorus. So let's sing that together. Think I'm gonna call it off, even if you call it love. I just want to love someone who calls me baby you. Okay, then we go into the chorus, and the chorus is exactly the same. So let's go ahead and dive into the bridge now. There is a 4 bar instrumental here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me, oh, I forgot how long that was. You want to take a big long breath. Now, in the recording, she doesn't take a breath. That's one entire phrase chunk. But I've looked at all of her or the live recordings that I've seen that is available on YouTube, and I do see that she does take a breath in between this section, but she doesn't in the recording. Now, if you want to challenge yourself, go ahead and tackle this in one breath, or you could break it up right after the word hands. So you can see in the lyrics here, I have a breath point marked out in brackets. Let's go ahead and tackle the rhythm first. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night. Okay, so that's the first part. You can say that with me. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me. Okay, so when you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands. So with your head in your hands, actually all the same note. With your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you, goes back up there, right? Wife, and when you think about me, think about me. Let's do that again. All right, we're going to still challenge ourselves to do it in all in one breath. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me. Actually, with that, let's go ahead and try a version of this where we're breaking it up. We're taking a breath after the word hands. Okay, let's give that a try. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me. So it really is a little sneak breath there. Okay, there's no real time to linger and enjoy the breath. It's just like a sip and go, okay? So the rhythm here goes, all of those years ago, you're standing face to face with I told you so. Let's try it with the melody and we'll sing the phrase chunk before that too. You're nothing more than his wife, and when you think about me, all of those years ago. So same note really, all of those years ago. So it goes up, you're standing face to face with I told you so. This section here that we are about to learn, we definitely want to bring the dynamics down for stylistic effect, but also to prepare us for the big climactic moment that is coming in just a second. All right, so this part here goes, you're standing face to face with I told you so. You know I hate to say I told you so. You know I hate to say, but okay, so that's the dynamics is coming down. This section here, we're going to carefully practice amplifying into this sound. So she really goes for it here, and she does a beautiful job. But if you are a beginner singer, and especially if you are learning to play and sing at the same time for the first time, you do not have to sing it at the same dynamic level. I want to remind you that your vocal journey really is your own independent, unique journey. Your voice inherently has qualities that nobody else has, and sometimes if we try to push ourselves to sing in a certain way that our vocals are either not quite ready to sing, or we are pushing ourselves to fit into a mold of a vision that we have as a way to try to match up to our favorite singers, then we risk pushing our voices out of alignment or out of balance, and that can be really destructive. We never want to compare our voices or our vocal journeys with anybody else but our own. So it's all about incremental progress. And so with this part here, I want you to just take caution, because when you hear Chappell Roan singing this part, she really is going full out on the voice, and you may be tempted to do that as well. Now, if you have that available to you and you've worked on it and you kind of know what you're doing in terms of that part of your range, then go for it, right? Like, have fun. But if this is new for you, I would rather you be safe, and I would encourage you to work on this incrementally. Okay, so that's a big disclaimer here. One technique that I like to use is the one that I taught you earlier, which is gently speaking into that part of your range to open up that section of the voice. And so throughout the choruses here, we've already been doing that incrementally. So the words here is, I told you so. I told you so. So has two notes in it. So, two notes there. So going back to the technique that you can use to slowly open up that part of the voice, it is speaking into it. So if you go, I told you, come from lower in your voice where you are speaking, I told you, I told you, I told you. If you do that, you can already hear that my voice is going up and it's coming back down, but it still feels like I'm talking, right? I told you, I told you, I told you. It's so silly, I know, right? But it really does work, because in a way it circumvents the fear factor when it comes to high notes. Because I can't hear you, I can't see you. If you feel strain, you're probably straining. If you feel pain in the throat, then you're definitely doing something wrong. You need to stop. And I would just take it easy. I would drop the key of the song even more, and you can do that super easily with the LAVA GENIE. Take it down another key to a B major instead, or even a B flat, and you can sing it there. Now, in terms of the timing, if you are singing this song with the LAVA GENIE, the good news is that you can follow the app and you'll know exactly when to come back in for the chorus after this held note here. But there's actually two options for you. So you can do what I just showed you, which is that I told you so. And if you hold that note, then what you want to do is keep playing the chords, but then you're going to come back in on shoot another shot, try to stop the feeling. You're going to come in there. Okay, now here's the other option for you. If you don't want to hit that note, if you don't want to extend into that note, which is totally okay too, you're essentially going to repeat it, I told you so, in the same way that you did the previous I told you so. So this is what it would sound like. You're standing face to face with I told you so. You know I hate to say it. I told you so. You know I hate to say it. I told you so. You can kiss it. If you do that, you see how I didn't sing I told you so. I didn't do that. So I just kept it simple. And if I do that, keep it simple, then I can catch up, follow the app, and I can catch up to the chorus, to the beginning of the chorus for the ending there. You can kiss 100 boys and bars, and do it exactly like how we were doing it in the beginning. So that is two options for you if you are playing along with the LAVA GENIE. And also, if you are singing this on your own in a karaoke version, you can follow the same thing too. You can go, I told you so. And then you can catch up to the chorus whenever you want to. So with that, let's go ahead and sing from the bridge all the way to that high note. I'm going to sing the high note part, and then I will show you how you can catch it up to the chorus for that last section of the song. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me all of those years ago, you're standing face to face with I told you so. You know I hate to say it. I told you so. You know I hate to say, but I told you so. Shoot another shot, try to stop the feeling. You can say it's just the way you. Now when you drop back into the last chorus here, you keep singing as is, except for the ending. As you can see, there are some repeated lines. So there's 4, you'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. And the last 3, you're going to want to take a breath after you'd have. Otherwise, there's nowhere to take a breath. I'll show you what I mean. We're going to go from the very last, well, good luck, babe. Well, good luck, babe. There is a breath point here, which is why that last line, you can sing it all in one go. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling you'd have. You see, it goes straight into the next you'd have of the next line. That's why you have to take a breath after you'd have. So it makes it into a very good breathing exercise here for this last part. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. You'd have to stop the world just to stop the feeling. I remember when I was learning the song and trying to play it at the same time, it's like, oh, this is a really good rhythm exercise and a really good breathing exercise, really good for coordination. So give that a try. Now, when you listen to this part, this last part here in the recording, you'll notice that they put this sound effect on it where it's kind of like this warping sound, like the music is warping and slowly dying in a way. And that's a sound effect that they created in the song. But in our version, we're going to take advantage of this continued beat pattern as a way to practice our breathing and our coordination. Okay, so it is, if you're finding it challenging, it is challenging, and know that you are learning some really good techniques as you are practicing this last section here. All right, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and had fun singing this song, playing along with the Lava Genie, and learning some new skills. Now, if you don't have the Lava Genie, but you are interested in checking it out, be sure to click the link in the description box. You can check out the Lava Genie, as well as all of the other cool products that they have on their website. Thank you once again to Lava Genie for sponsoring this video and introducing me to a wonderful new tool that I can use to practice for myself and also to introduce to my students as well. Until next time.